Hello, I'm Kaiser and welcome to Moose Reads. Before I get started, I want to say that the opinions that I give here are my own opinions. They are extremely subjective. If I dislike a book, it is not a reflection on the author, and it is not a reflection on people who do like it. Different people have different tastes, and that's okay. So, last month I said I was going to catch up on my wrap-ups, which I did, and then that I would post a couple of reviews, which I did not do. You may be wondering what happened. Pretty much as soon as I'd worked my way through the wrap-ups, I got quite sick, including a nasty cough. Obviously, this made recording pretty much impossible. I'm most of the way through it now, though I'm still coughing occasionally, so I should be getting back on track now. Sorry for yet more delay. It wasn't intentional this time. Today, I will be doing my July wrap-up. In July, I read 3 books. These books totaled 1,561 pages, with an average of 521 pages per book and 50 pages per day. There should be chapters marked so you can easily skip around. The first book I read in July was Defiant by Michael R. Miller. This is the 3rd book in the Songs of Chaos series. It is a fantasy novel. The description says, "The great powers are stirring, and Holt and Ash are ready to return to the fight. A summons from the Life Elder sets them on a perilous mission, leading to steaming jungles and blistering islands where ancient secrets will challenge everything they know of magic and dragons. Talia, the Red Queen, is beset on all sides by pirate raiders and marauding mercenaries. Empress Scotty has abandoned her, battling uprisings in her own lands. As the noose tightens on Feorlin, Talia faces a difficult choice: let her people suffer or turn her powers against mortal foes. Osric Agravain has found hope with his newly bonded black dragon, but some wounds run deeper than flesh and bone. Along the fallow frontier he seeks the inner peace that has long eluded him. And within the sanctum at Falcaire, Paragon Adaskar is struggling to unite the fracturing riders. If he fails, ruinous chaos will break across the world. For when elders and paragons quarrel, kingdoms will fall." 4 stars. I still think this series is maintaining quality, so if you like the first 2 books, you'll probably like this one. This book gives us chapters from the perspective of the Paragons, which was kind of interesting, even if Adaskar drove me nuts from the start. We get introduced to a new feature to the world, which I'm not entirely sure was a great addition. I'll have to see how it plays out, eventually. I did see the twist coming from more or less the beginning, but I'm not holding that against it. It was pretty well obfuscated, and I suspect that most readers will be surprised when it happens. Aside from that, the plot was pretty engaging, and I'm still interested to see where the story goes, even if some elements really frustrated me. Unfortunately, it'll be a while before I continue, since the next book doesn't come out until September, and there's supposed to be one more after that. My second book was my book club book, which for some reason was the 3rd book in the Lucky Lovers of London series, A Bluestocking's Guide to Decadence by Jess Everly. This is a historical romance. The description says, "London, 1885. A lesbian in a lavender marriage, Jo Smith cuts a dashing figure in pinstripe trousers, working in her bookshop and keeping impolite company. But her hard-earned stability is about to be upended thanks to her husband's pregnant paramour, who needs medical attention that no reputable doctor will provide. Enter Dr. Emily Clark, a tantalizing bluestocking working at a quaint village hospital outside the city. Emily has reservations about getting mixed up in Jo's scandalous arrangement, but her flustered, heart-racing response to Jo has her agreeing to help despite herself. There's a world of difference between Jo's community of underground clubs and sapphic societies and Emily's respectable suburbs. Perhaps it's a gap that even fervent desire can't bridge. But for those bold enough to take the risk, who knows what delicious adventures might be in store." 3 stars. I didn't like this one quite as much as the second one, but it's probably pretty on par with the first. It's also very much a your mileage may vary sort of situation. For the most part, this was a good book. The couple was pretty cute and definitely good for each other. The plot was interesting and revolved around an extremely unusual family situation. Mostly, what knocks this book down from 4 stars to 3 for me is that Emily isn't especially charitable toward her brother in this book. and having really liked Noah and David in the previous book, this kind of annoyed me. To some degree, it felt like Everly changed her mind about who they were between books, and I didn't care for that part. Still, it was a small enough portion of the book, and if you liked them less than I did, or, like my book club, you skipped the previous entries entirely, you'd probably like this more than I did. Lastly, I read Wheel of the Infinite by Martha Wells. It is a fantasy novel. The description says, "Every year, the image of the Wheel of the Infinite must be painstakingly remade to ensure another year of peace and harmony for the Celestial Empire. Every 100 years, the very fabric of the world must be rewoven. Linked by the mystic energies of the infinite, the wheel and world are one. But a black storm is spreading across the wheel, reappearing each morning, bigger and darker than before, unraveling the beautiful and orderly patterns. Mescal, a murderer and a traitor, has been summoned back to help put the world right with the assistance of the mysterious Ryan, a swordsman of some renown. If they can't find the source of the problems that plague the wheel, the world may find its latest rotation is its last." 4 stars. I fell so in love with Murderbot that I keep buying Wells' other books when they pop up for sale, so I finally decided to read one of them. Honestly, Witch King sounded more interesting, but this was a standalone, so that's easier. Mostly, I liked this. It didn't suck me in as hard and fast as Murderbot, but I was never bored, and at a certain point, I didn't want to put it down. I will say that around the halfway mark, there's a fairly substantial shift in the plot that didn't quite feel seamless for me. That may have been intentional due to the nature of the shift, but I wish it hadn't felt quite as abrupt as it did. This one also features a twist, which I did not see coming. However, I'm pretty sure the reason I didn't see it coming is because it wasn't foreshadowed or hinted at until it happened, and the way it was dealt with left me feeling dissatisfied. I liked this book. I'll probably read it again someday, but it certainly could have been better. That's it for the books I read in July. So, what are my plans for August? Honestly, I haven't really been making plans this year, since my few attempts to do so have been utter failures. That being said, I have to read Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tish for August's book club, so that's definitely going to happen. I am also flirting with the idea of reading Witch King by Martha Wells, but I haven't decided since the sequel doesn't come out until October, and it probably isn't the last one. Other than that, I'm going to play it by ear. Hopefully I will read more than 3 books this month, but we'll see. If you like this video, I hope you'll watch more in the future. Thanks for watching this one. Bye!